Good morning. It's Tuesday, September the 2nd. I'm Teddy, and you are listening to Messy Mocha. So go ahead, grab your tea, grab your coffee, and join me for a little bit of music, conversation, and talk.
Prove my point. I'm over laughing. Empress walking. I'm over laughing. You a dummy. I'm over laughing. 304 energy. You hungry fasting. They love me overlapping. In the bushes on Discord, hi friends tapping. Wanna autograph, line start stacking. Unwind with Teddy, clink standing strong, never cracking.
You know what? I couldn't help but to play that. What I did this morning, that was from Dropping the Tea last night, who came by and said, I created this song track. And I waited about, 25 minutes and decided I'm going to play it. And then this morning, of course, I'm doing Mocha Meltdown and listening to, my entire video and then the tracks and then the melody. I said, no, wait a minute. I can take a portion of this and make it into a 39-second or 40-second, whatever. Yeah, I like it. I actually like it. You can email me at unwinewithteddy@gmail.com. So here's a little bit more of it. Let's see. And I'm going to probably mix it up, but I just pulled portions of it. I hope that's all right, dropping the tea. Let's see how this one goes.
Prove my point, I'm over laughing. Empress walking, crown stay clacking. 304 hungry, still doom scroll snacking. Hi friends from Discord, line start stacking.
So I could, wait a minute. So I could cut it right there. And let's hear this part.
Prove my point, I'm over laughing. Empress walking, I'm over laughing. You a dummy, I'm over laughing. 304 energy, you hungry fasting. They love me overlapping. In the bushes on Discord, hi friends tapping. Wanna autograph, line start stacking. Unwind with Teddy, clink standing strong, never cracking. They love me overlapping. In the bushes on Discord, hi friends tapping. Wanna autograph, line start stacking. Unwind with Teddy, clink standing strong, never cracking. Laugh it off, over laughing. Crown too bright, photographing. You press play, we start packing. Proofs in you, auto captioning. I'm over laughing, and just walking. I'm over laughing. You a dummy, I'm over laughing. 304 energy, you hungry fasting. They love me overlapping. In the bushes on Discord, hi friends tapping. Wanna autograph, line start stacking. Unwind with Teddy, clank standing strong, never cracking. Prove my point, I'm over laughing. Empress walking, crown stay clacking. 304 hungry, still doom scroll snacking. Hi friends from Discord, line start stacking.
When I first heard it, I like the violins, right? So it starts off with the strings like that. And okay, so that second go around, I have to like the melody. I like it. Unwind with Teddy. Wow. Okay, dropping the T, dropping, some hooks there. Yeah, so That was another clip that I pulled. Good morning to all my other bears. I call the Grizzlies and the Honey Bears. Welcome to Messy Mocha. Kind of a live meltdown, I guess you could say. Yeah, that part. I see my moderators, Baby Juju, Vicky Black, Junebug, there you are, Sunset Kaya, and who else is coming into the bushes? Platter. Yeah, nice hook. Nice hook. It is. Follow me on all social media. Please be respectful and mindful of the words that you use in the chat. All right. So, kicking off the fall, there it is. My three ladies says good morning. Good morning to you. Yeah. We're going to play a little music. And, I was trying to find 5 things for this morning. And maybe from another, news outlet. I can do that. But what's on your mind this morning? What's the mess from over the weekend? Mm-hmm. Yeah, there was some mess being said on the black tea platform sector. Several content creators, I kind of, listen here and there enough to know that some of it, it wasn't so nice. It wasn't nice at all. Mm-hmm. And last night at the end of my broadcast, I said something like, maybe I can talk about it at another time because it's important. I heard some bullying. I did, and I heard things that were being repeated, not just by one content creator, but another content creator and others. And it's just the narrative that I could hear out there. I did hear it. And I heard emphasis. I did. Now, this could be a rather touchy subject. Mm-hmm. Anytime you talk about, race, it can put people at odds. So it's touchy, sensitive, and that. But when it's used to bully, it's not good on anyone's part. And there is a difference between racism and prejudice. Those are two different meanings. They are. There is a meaning to bigotry as well. But I see something that's kind of going on, and in part, it's cruel from anyone. I've talked about this before. I have. There's different levels to talk about it. Yeah. Pour out some Unwind with Teddy. So should I lift it a little bit and just play some music right now while I think about, if I want to reserve this for analyze this mess, which I can. And but it is part of the messy mocha, and again, I'm just being really honest. It's not so nice. It's not so nice. It isn't. Not at all. I see Platter at the bottom says, I don't do bullying. End of story. People should be ashamed of their behavior, but they're not. But they ain't. Yeah. And to use it it's really covertly and overtly as well, to put it bluntly, putting a battery in someone's back to echo the sentiments and of someone who is leading the pack. There's a lot that I can say about this. And think back to 2021, 2022, when someone else was talking about culture appropriation and culture appreciation. Those are two different things as well. But the ugliness that we are seeing, and this, like I've been given this handle, right, by someone, this Bundy handle. And the more that was said, the more it caught on. And the masses, over a short period of time, just started calling me, Ted Bundy or Teddy Bundy in their videos. Okay. Well, I heard what I heard, and I heard it multiple times. And it has to do, it's sensitive. Can I just play? Let's play Samantha. And I'm going to just warm up my coffee here, or get some water. Samantha, I've played this track before. I like it.
She doesn't mind. Get to know her, baby.
music is always a good way to communicate and break the tension. Yeah. So I thought I'd just break it up because, I could launch into a conversation that I think it's, it's touchy, isn't it? It's sensitive because even major media, when you've seen panels of talking heads, right? And they want to broach the subject, it's that kind of subject that people are passionate about. Some people, it goes from, it spans, from very low to very high to a peak and down, wherever you are on the spectrum of the graph, if you will, of feelings, if, passion on the subject. And whatever your background is, all right? So how can I think about it? Can I just come right out? Can I just come out right out? And this is MessyMocha. So I'll just tell you some little things that I heard. And when I refer to, the handle that I've been, that people have called me for several years now. So what I'm describing is now using the phrase, the white girl. The white girl. And mocking someone as another example as pasty or mayonnaise looking is indeed, in my opinion, it's prejudice and bullying. Because reducing someone to their skin color and turning it into an insult, it crosses into racialized harassment. It's my opinion. Because if you flip the script, and again, I haven't heard every video, so I don't know. And I would say this to anyone, black, white, Hispanic, Indian, Asian. But right now I'm talking about this, okay? I am. I'm going to try to be sensitive about it. I'm pointing out specific things that I've heard. But if you flip the script, you see, you can't march up and down with banners and march on the streets, name calling, insulting, if you don't want others to, act in the same behavior. If you're condemning it, and then at the same time condoning it, that's a mixed message. Isn't it? For anyone. For anyone. I mean, I'm just one person. Just one person. Just one person. Now, I did hear individuals say, well, yeah, I have a white audience and I have this and I have that. To kind of, in my opinion, to say, oh, I'm fair. But if I were to be honest, okay, I've heard insults hurled from that side too. Okay. Yeah. Black against white, white against black, and so forth and so on. All of it crosses. When it's insults, when you turn skin color into an insult. then that crosses racialized harassment. I mean, to talk about colorization and this and that, but use and pull that skin color card, we could call it in this case, the race card in this case, to inflame, to incite followers who then repeat this or will begin to repeat this in group language. Then that's when it becomes, in my opinion, again, a kind of an assignment. Because if you start to hear people echoing at the same thing, phrases, and what that does, it enforces it. And that's how online mobbing and group bullying sustain themselves. Okay. I know a part of it has to do with, like I mentioned, cultural appropriation versus cultural appreciation. The difference is, respectfully. So, appreciation, a non-Black person, for example, let's give appreciation. Let's say that a Nigerian, a non-Black person is invited to attend, we'll take a Nigerian wedding by invitation. And they wear a certain gala or headdress or that was gifted or explained to them by the family. And I looked this up. Or a non-indigenous artist collaborates with a native artist, ensuring that the designs are credited and profits shared. Or take a chef that introduces a dish from another culture, explains its roots, credits its origin, community, or highlights, food chef from that tradition. That's appreciation, like giving credit. Appropriation, exploitative. For example, a music festival, attendee wears, let's take the Native Americans again, a Native American headdress as a fashion statement, but ignoring its sacred spiritual meaning. Or you may have seen a fashion brand sells bindis or cornrows without acknowledging their origin, while people from the original cultures are discriminated against for the same practices. Or a celebrity trademarks a phrase or a design from a marginalized group or culture and then profits from it when silencing the originators. Do we see this here? What do you see here? I mean, in a short period of time, why has it gone to that? Again, I'm just kind of sitting on the outside, now looking and listening in a little carefully. And I would say this to anyone, including dropping the T, including anyone who is hurls, racial insults if that happens. Yeah. But it goes both ways. And to use it to shut someone down just because you don't agree with them, like what their sound is like or whatever. What does that say? What does that say? I mean, can people communicate with music without having to be salty? And I mean, really kind of digging in on it. The white girl keeps pushing it, pushing it. It was said multiple times. Planting that seed. Like it might just, you know, how would, how would, again, flip the script. Just keep saying, the black girl, the black girl, the black girl. You know, the black girl over there. It now begins to take on just color, just skin color. It does. And if you listen how it's used and or said. It's just my observation. It's just my observation because that wasn't part of the conversation at first when referring. Now it's turned to a label that it appears they want to use and plant so that others, followers, will echo it. You know, the traditional things that, I mean, I'm in the black community, I am. And I know when I hear certain things coming from a black person, calling someone pasty or mayonnaise. I know why they're saying that. And it's not nice. It's mean. And it's prejudice. I didn't call you a racist because there would be an argument that a black person or, someone can't be racist. And I've heard that argument too. And very valid points. That's why I distinguish between, there's a difference between racism when it's said and prejudice. And here I'm talking about prejudice. Yeah. Because it starts to permeate and poison the mind. And yes, there's racism on the other side. I've, experienced it on some level. Different ways. As a black person, of course, I would be in denial if I didn't say I haven't experienced it. Uh-huh. But I don't go around labeling. I know my intent. The white girl. You see, when you put that, the white girl, it's done for emphasis. Let's be honest. And they might come back and say, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a labeling, just like the Ted Bundy label, just like other labels that have been given for meaning to remind a person to attach it to. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's the kind of labeling on that side. Again, that would mirror the same, let's just say, I'll just say reinforcing. Yeah, that's how I can think of it. A reinforcing reinforcing us versus them racial division. That's, yeah, okay. Yeah. Us versus them. The white girl. Encouraging group think and repeated taunts. Making the target, the intended target, either unsafe to simply exist and create some type of online without being, attacked like physically or something. Again, I said this would be, sensitive. Here we kick off the fall in this conversation is because it's already out of the, the gate. The horses left the barn kind of thing. How far it's gotten before someone says something. Because I am the type of individual, in certain things that I think I can speak out and do it in a respectful manner as a teaching and reasoning. This would apply to anyone. Mm-hmm. Yes, she has a name. And that name was called by others, but it's turning to a label for emphasis. Mm-hmm. What is it? Another name without color. This one is a known divisive tactic. It is meant to, in my opinion, to be a tactic to separate, divide, push away. Because if you can see that individual as that, then it might be a little easier for some to think about, them over there. Them over there. And again, they're going to fall back and say, I've got a white this, I've got a Mexican that, I've got a this, that. Oh, I'm not. I'm not. Oh, yes, you are. Again, it's just like waving that flag when it's appropriate. And it means like, if you're black, you have to take that stand. No, you don't. And on the same side, on the other side, when it's said, if a parent, if a neighbor, someone who is white hears slurs, don't tell me that it hasn't been done before, at least by someone who recognizes that and says, no, that's not nice. We don't do that here. And if the child or the teenager or whatever comes back, well, they did this and this is why, and okay. All people aren't like that. All people, to put people in a barrel. Then they're going to say, I'm talking about that white person. Okay, the white girl. Again, it has is done to have a certain meaning, connotation that goes along with it without being said. Without being said. I see Sharon who says, why incite? It does. Even if it fans it just a little bit, it's just planted, it's just. And it's a way to push someone away. It is. To shun someone. Say you're not welcome. No, you're not welcome over here. This is the black tea sector. Go and find your own. Now, wait a minute. Wasn't someone saying something about that in 2021, 22? And there was this, oh, you're being, culturally this or that. You're being prejudiced. You're being, here we are. Here we are. I mean, just look at, are there any facts to support any reason why it should now go in that direction? Okay, so there's one thing if there's, something going on. But then to take it and make it a racial element. I mean, there's different things you can argue about. Right? I mean, even YouTube has policies on community guidelines. If it then starts to become where it gets out of hand, then, YouTube might take note of it. Because there are fine lines that, can be walked, and people start walking on that line. So now, I've talked for 38 minutes. It's 10:44. Let me read some of your comments. Just get some your feedback. Again, I said that this topic is sensitive. We could, talk about it, analyze this mess. I'm going to get a lot of blowback. And by the way, somebody said the coon word, and you're a coon, and this and that. And I've been called that name multiple times. I'm talking about people on this platform. I've been called the hard N-word as well by another person who looks like me in color. Yeah. And that's not appropriate either. Not when you're, you cannot, in my opinion, condemn a white person for using the hard N-word and then, as a black person, turn around and call a black person the hard N-word. You're the same, in my opinion. It's the same word. It stings. You can say, well, that's coming from a white person and me, has a lot of meaning. When a black person uses that hard R, they have a meaning behind it too. Yeah. It's saying you're not one of us. And I heard someone say that. Mm-hmm. You're not us. Yeah, I will never be white. And they will never be black. We know there's difference in skin color. It's obvious. We can see it. Yeah. But this is what you want to teach your children? On the playground? Would you want your child to start pointing that out on the playground? Yeah, because children are so innocent until they start hearing the messaging from adults or, their parents. again, it's just we'll call it a little teaching moment. You can take it for what it's worth, but it's an important topic. It's a sensitive topic, and I can see where this is headed. And I can see that if a person speaks about it like me speak, then suddenly you disagree with everybody else and, starts siding or whatever. No, it's pointing it out and seeing how it's going to be like a runaway train. And when it becomes like that, sometimes people get into that whole bullying mode, and some people don't even know what they're doing. They're just jump on board. And we all know that's how it feels. Yeah. And it's hurtful. On both sides. Yeah. On both sides. All right, let me read some of your comments and see what you think about this. Yeah, I guess we won't do the news so much right now. We'll just talk about this because it's a good morning. And where's the MessyMocha? Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. All right, let's start at the top with some of your responses. I don't get it all. I don't get it right all the time, but I'm trying to. I'm trying to be sensitive. All right, let's go down to the point where people start to chime in on this. Yes, welcome to MessyMocha. I read Plotter's comment. I'll read it again. I don't do bullying. End of story. People should be ashamed of their behavior, but they ain't. Yes. Kaya Espinosa says, Teddy, all colors and shades are beautiful, and they are. All. I mean, yeah. Well, I'm thinking about it. A person could take the white girl to mean the skin color, or the white girl to mean something historical, maybe. Sunset says, I may be fair skin, but I'm sriracha spicy. Hey. Yeah. Disgusting disgrace. Facts. Beauty comes in every hue. When I hear that in the chat, I leave. Yeah, it's a turnoff. That happens a lot. I'm not against anyone regardless of what color they are. But, right. I go by a person's energy and the intent of their heart. She has a name, use it. V-Love chimes in by saying, wisdom is very important here in these YouTube streets. It will point out a lot of mess and can reveal oneself. I agree. Hive mentality. That's good though, V-Love, if one is here to learn. True. Listening in the background, thank you for listening. Maybe you're at work or whatever you are doing. I appreciate you. And you can email me right now at unwinewithteddy@gmail.com. MessyMocha.com. Yes, there is racism everywhere. I was watching something the other day. I think it was just a little video, and I'll bring it out tonight. Let me keep going. Has to do with I'll bring it out tonight. Sorry, I brought it up without explaining. That's confusing. But I understand. I have no place. Y'all folks use such hurtful slurs, and watch if you hear any kind of jargon that's going on right now. Just listen carefully. And of course, a person can say, well, you don't know my background. You don't know my experience. You don't know this and you don't know that. And that's true. But it doesn't change the fact that, it doesn't justify the language. It doesn't, in my opinion. It's just my opinion. It is. Okay. Let's see. On the inside. And I know we have people out in the bushes. Let's see if there's anything on the email. Again, this is a very sensitive topic discussion. It can be difficult for people to talk about, depending on their background. And depending on whether or not they can speak honestly about it. Yeah. Because it's sensitive, I try to just be mindful of what I say to both. None of our lives are perfect. Not an excuse. Great discussion. Good day, Teddy and Mom. Time to start my day, and it's time to start mine. Wow, it's almost 11 o'clock. Yeah, why not? Supposed to try lift each other up vibrationally. Yeah. Again, in this sector where it can, can get pretty nasty. Yeah. All right. I think enough of that for now. I'll just say this. I hope that you took away something that even, just something to pause and think about. That's all. Yeah. I'm not saying, we stand in the line in Kumbaya. No, just everything is, daisies and flowers popping up and, sunny and bright and we don't have. No, that's not what I'm saying. But I do know what I'm seeing developing. Yeah. All right. I think it's time to say goodbye. Biggest bear hugs go out to each and every one of the grizzlies and the honey bears. Please hit the like on your way out. Join me sometime later when I come back for Analyze This Mess. Thanks again to my moderators, but now it's time. Yeah. Hope you have a great Tuesday. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm Teddy. Yeah, take care.
나처럼 만난 친구는 없어. I don't need to say a word. Favorite 영화도 favorite 음식도 지금 이 노래도
멈추고 싶잖아. 어쩔 땐 너가 mystery. 있으면 좋겠다 생각해. 날 위로해주는 지금 이 음악처럼 무슨 말해도 내 맘이 춤을 춰. Got my phone now, got my stereo now. No, I don't want you to go. When you go, and I'm feeling low. I just sing along to my stereo. When you say I'll be there for you, 진심인 게 느껴져. 눈물 날 때도 웃겨 배 아플 때도 지금 이 순간도 내 앞에 있잖아. 어쩔 땐 너가 mystery. 있으면 좋겠다 생각해. 날 위로해주는 지금 이 음악처럼 무슨 말해도 내 맘이 춤을 춰. Got my phone now, got my stereo now. You know I don't want you to go. When you go, and I'm feeling low. I just sing along to my stereo.